Now look, we finna get into this shit. We finna get into what causes a person, what makes a shitty person. Now, you can use this and to describe maybe a so-called bad bitch, and you like, damn, she bad as fuck. Why she got a shitty attitude? Or a person that you may call your so-called bro, you be like, damn, this nigga just doing some shitty shit, and he be acting like it's normal. Now look, we gotta understand this. When we get into what makes a shitty person, one thing you gotta understand is what goes on in the external reality. Now, what do you do when you go to the toilet? You sit down and you take a shit. Now look, when you understand that, what I be telling y'all, if you ain't heard it already, the internal realm is first, and then it plays out in the external realm. Now, anything you see with these two eyes that you see and that's playing out in your everyday life, most likely 9 times out of 10, I want to say 10 times out of 10, it came from the first world, the internal world, or the spirit world. Anything that's in the outer world derives from the spirit world. Now look, it's like it's first is unseen, and then it's physically seen with our own two eyes. And now once we get out the way, now let's get into this shit. Now look, what causes a person to be shitty or a shitty person? Like I said, you may see a little baddie and she may have a shitty attitude. Now, why is that? Now, one thing you need to understand is when, like I said, when somebody goes to the toilet, you sit down and you take a shit. Now, sometimes people let shit or bad traits or bad attributes or things that are the nature literally sit inside of themselves, right? And they let this shit just sit in themselves. And this is how it really is. Now look, they let this shit just sit inside themselves, and the thing is they don't flush the toilet. Like they like on some real, so you know how like you do like these self reviews of yourself, and that's if you're a person and you like do this, because not everybody do this. That's what causes people to be shitty. But you know how like you do these like reviews on yourself, like, okay, I could have next time when I go to do my presentation in front of the class, I'm gonna speak more like this. And cause I was speaking pretty low, you know how you do like self evaluations and shit like that. Now the thing is with shitty people, and then that's when you're doing these self evaluations, it's kind of like it's like a metaphysical way of like flushing the toilet. So you flushing out the old ways of thinking, of out of thinking actions or concepts and ideas that you had, and you flushing that shit out, and then you bringing in new one. And when you come in with new one, that's like new water. That's like new water and shit. So that's kind of like new ideas and shit like that. Now look, now the thing is with the shitty people or the people who may like do some shitty shit, and you may like be like, damn, why the fuck this person really did that, and they act like it was normal. Cause the thing is like these type of people who have like have like so much like bullshit just sitting inside of them, like how I said, and they don't even be flushing the toilet. Like they just let it just sit. Like they literally just be letting it. They let it like sit for so long, and they don't even have the initiative to either look in the mirror or to think about their actions. So sometimes like they may do some bullshit to you, and then they won't have the initiative to think, okay, how is this affecting this person in a negative way? Now the thing is like what happens is when you feel affected in a negative way by them, this is when they start overly being nice to you, because they didn't really realize that what they was doing was being shitty. So this is when, if you ever do run into a shitty person, you need to forgive them, not only for the benefit of them, but just for the benefit of yourself, because it's a waste of time to hold any type of anger and resentment towards these type of people, because sometimes they don't even realize what they're doing. They feel like, okay, these are normal actions, because it's just literally just sitting in them, and then they just like over time they just not realizing that these are just shitty ways to go about life. And I think that's fucking it. But Summary of this shit is basically when a person when a person just literally lets this shit just sit and builds, like that's like bullshit, and don't do no type of self-evaluation on themselves on how these actions affect other people around me or how I need to better myself, then this is what causes a person to be shitty. This is why you may see, this is why may say the prettiest girls may have the most beautifulest faces, because sometimes some girls, they will be like so shitty in the inside to the point where they feel like they don't have, sometimes they don't have the initiative to think, okay, maybe I need to look inside of me. But but some of them, they so surface, like they so surface level. So what they do is they just do a whole lot of makeup and these, that's, and the third, and then they probably, you know what I'm saying, maybe do they you be like, damn, she look like and then, but until you realize that, damn, this bitch ain't shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why you think you say this bitch ain't shit. Like, not like she ain't, like she's not, like she's basically shit. Basically, you see what I'm saying? And same thing with niggas. Why you think that nigga you with ain't shit? Why you or is shit? We can't. I don't know really if we should. Fuck it. Why you think that nigga you with shit, right? Cause this nigga, he has all these, like, he's not doing no self evaluation on himself. All he really is doing is just going about life thinking, okay, these are just normal ways to go about life. And then when he doing some bullshit on your ass, you like, man, you. But sometimes it depends on the girl. Like, they may just accept it for what it is, depending on how she value herself. Now, if you're a bitch and you value yourself, then you're not gonna put up with that shit. You gonna be like, all right, I ain't putting up. Now, if you're a girl and you don't really value yourself and you putting up with this, now this may just be on the overall, this, I know this is off topic, but this may be one of those lessons from the universe where you gotta learn to value yourself and love yourself type shit. But basically, just when people let shit build and just sit inside of them and don't flush their toilet, this is what causes a shitty person.